Twirl, gang, 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 twirl, gang, twirl, twirl, gang, twirl, gang. Give me that driver, I let it bang. Twirl, gang, give me that wedge, I'm taking that aim. Twirl, gang, twirl, twirl. If you ain't twirling, hitter, you lame. You sick of the twirling, hitter, you gang.
It's like if you were to it's hard. So for me though, it's like how do you rank the live golfers? Like how
you don't. You let them put their best squad together that they think will win, and you do the same thing at the PGA. You put it in the hands of either the players who play or essentially the boards on each side and say, this is our best 10 and here we go.
So like say you were to build a Ryder Cup or something like that, right? So even if let's just say President's Cup top 6, don't add in captain's picks, any of that. Like say you just go straight top 6 for top 6. Like with the PGA Tour, they still rank their players by the OWGR, right? So right. Yeah. Live doesn't do that. They also don't have an internal ranking set up either. So would you just, if you were Greg Norman, would you just free ball 6 players? So we're I guess we'll just jump in. We're having this conversation because obviously Bryce said that he believes Bryson is the second best player on the planet right now, which I agree. That's kind of when we were talking about this a little bit, I had that same thought. That was my exact same thought. I actually think that there might be a pretty big difference between those two players, obviously Scotty Scheffler and then Xander and the next group.
Yeah, for sure.
When you consider where Bryson's been in the majors and stuff like that,
Well, it sucks that we don't get to truly compare it, obviously, because he's on live, but it almost, I don't know, it's kind of a hot take too, but does Scotty have 6 wins if Bryson's on the PGA Tour right now?
No.
I say no, but you can't compare, right? Because that's kind of what sucks about having two pro leagues right now. But.
No, because that's saying that. Okay, so you see that this is off topic, but I guess maybe not really, but you see that graphic of it's got Hideki, Brooks, Zalatoris, all these guys that Scotty Scheffler has more wins than combined, Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler and stuff, right? But I don't think so, because that would be saying the way Bryson is playing right now, and we've seen him obviously in live, he's a top player every single week. That's not a shocker, at all. But
no,
the fields are deep with live. It's 54 players or whatever it is. It's you look at the leaderboards, they have good players there. So you can't the argument is no longer it's weak fields and stuff. I understand it's not it's not a 54 or it's not a 72 hole tournament, which if it was, that only benefits Bryson. He gets better as the tournament. He thrives off of that pressure, right? Yeah. So
I think
I don't think so. I'm with you on that. I don't think so.
Yeah. You can't compare apples to apples. It's just impossible now. Like you said, 'cause the fields, there's just so many variables. You can't you're comparing apples to oranges, but they're still really close. That's kind of my theory on it. But I love what Bryson's doing. He's almost the fan favorite now, and I love to see it. He kind of went from that.
Man, isn't that bizarre?
He kind of almost went from that Patrick Reed kind of. Everyone's like, "Who's this guy? We don't like him. He's getting hit by ropes and crying." And now he's high-fiving everyone.
That was so bad.
Now he's high-fiving everyone, signing autographs mid-round, kind of getting interactions with the fan. It's great. I've always kind of been a fan of Bryson. I kind of like his weird, quirky way of thinking about golf, even though I'm not the smartest one in the bunch, but I've always been interested in the way he thinks and the way he kind of goes about it. And I just love the kind of show he's putting on now. I think it's great.
Yeah, so a lot of people are okay, it's a little bit much when he's out there raking the bunker afterwards and stuff like that. And I think, the guy, I don't know, he really took his lumps, right? And you got to give him that. He was really immature, and the maturation process of Bryson DeChambeau over the last few years is something that's actually been pretty fun to watch, really. If you're a golfer and you enjoy the game, you enjoy kind of watching it, sure. I think he was the first guy where he's I can't say no to the money. I have to go. It's a business decision. I have to go. Sorry, he was like the first guy to like own it too, I think, or one of them anyway.
I think Harold Varner was the first like official one to own it, but
Yeah.
he was probably the first like 5, I would say.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go. It's $100 million, and it's a great opportunity. It's a business decision, and like, so I worried. Like, I think a lot of people who are like really into the game kind of worry. Like, okay, like, are we gonna see like the DJ effect here now? With all due respect, like, I don't think DJ's putting the time into his game that he has been putting into the game in the past, right? So, I don't believe that with Bryson though. You see him like launch. He has the opportunity to launch a YouTube channel now because the rights are much different with Live Golf, so he's able to use his like his time to create his own content, and it's fun to watch, man. He is, of all like Bob Does Sports, Good, Grant Horvat, like all of the top YouTubers, Bryson is the top one. His videos like are getting the most views per like video that he's putting out. Somebody like posted a video about that. I think it might have been that Nate Edwardson guy that we had on the pod, and I didn't realize that his videos are getting like 1.5 million views in like a week.
Oh, yeah.
And like Grant and those guys, Bob Does Sports and stuff, they're getting a lot too. They're getting like 700,000 or 800,000, but Bryson is like doubling them. And I think it's just his reach is like so massive, right? So I did go on to livegolf.com here. So they do rank the players in the lock zone. So players finishing in the top 24 secure their spot in Live Golf League for next season, open zone, whatever that means, 25 to 48, and the drop zone. So they do rank the players. So we can't really take this because there is no chance that these top 6 are the top 6 players on Live. But Nyman, Rahm, yeah, Hatton, maybe, Burmester, no, Oosthuizen, no, Koepka, yes. So like 3 of those 6 are probably top 6 players on.
That's their top 6 right now?
That's like it. So Cam Smith is 8, Sergio 7. So I think Cam Smith takes probably Hatton or Burmester out of there, and then Bryson is the other. So what do we got, Bryson?
Now, is this based on just this year? Probably?
Yeah, so this is like the season rankings and how they like rank where they're going to fall in, like, because they have their tiers, right? It's kind of like soccer with the Premier League and stuff like that.
Relegation.
Yeah, exactly. So we got Neiman, Rahm, yes. Koepka, I think we're all agreeing on those. Like if you were to put it in your top 6, it's going to be those guys.
Here, before you go any further, give me your draft. Give me your, let's say 8. Let's do 8 because I don't know if 6 is enough for a Ryder Cup style event.
Okay, so yeah, I would be taking Neiman, Rahm, Koepka, Cam Smith, Bryson DeChambeau, and I don't know, give me, I got 5 there. Ooh, that's so hard, man. It's so hard to like, because they have a lot of like, they have a lot of really good. What's that?
That's awesome. Like that's what you want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the website here because I'm gonna give you my data.
Like I think guys like Phil Mickelson have passed, Bubba Watson have passed. Like there's a few guys who have passed. Like
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like I think I take Hatton, so I'm at 6. Probably take Oosthuizen 7 and Sergio. Like so, the real like difference here is I kind of bump Burmester out for Bryson. So maybe their stats like aren't that bad. Like maybe their rankings aren't that bad. Yeah. But like I believe Bryson is the best player on Live Golf right now, and I think a lot of people do. So I don't know. It's all about kind of like if you were to rank them against like the top 12 on the PGA Tour, what would that be? What would that look like, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's also crazy though to think like, but like you still got guys like Taylor Gooch, he's there. I mean, you got Patrick Reed, who's played plenty of Ryder Cups. Who else we got here? I don't know if there's really any huge names after that, but Matt Wolff maybe, but not really. But I mean, it would be so competitive, I think. And you put one of those on a year, every year, like a Live PGA event. Anirban Lahiri too. He's a player.
So
I mean, you
I
put
think
one of those
like
events on every year, you're putting asses in seats. I don't care.
Oh, for sure. And like I think the idea of like that has been tossed around, and people would love that. I don't think the PGA Tour loves it because they only have something to lose, right? So let's say like the top 6. I like the idea of like top 6. So I would probably bump like Hatton out, and I would bump. I think I had Sergio in there, so I'd bump those guys out. So if we were to do top 6 versus top 6, I think that makes it the most competitive, right? So give me yours. You be Live Golf and give me yours.
Well,
and I'll...
yeah, I think it's pretty easy. I mean, I'm going Rom, Cam Smith, Bryson. Let me know if I
Brooks.
got
Yeah.
the Brooks. Who else am I missing? That's huge. I guess that's the big 4, and then probably Joaquin Nyman, and I'd probably go Taylor Gooch. Am I missing another big name? It'd be Gooch or Hatton would be my 6th.
Okay. All right. I think like there's gonna be like interchangeable players in like the 6th spot, but yeah. So I think there would be that too. Like if you were to look like on the PGA Tour side, right? So like say we're to do Scotty Scheffler, Rory, Xander. It's got to be Oberg right now. Ludwig Oberg right now.
Yeah.
He's number 4. I don't think anybody is kind of beating him. Wyndham Clark is currently ranked 5th. Victor Hovland is 6th. Morikawa is 7th. Patrick Cantlay is 8th. And then you got Bryson and John Rahm, who are still kind of hanging around there based on the way that they perform in majors, right? So
yeah,
I think the top 4
be...
is a lock right now with the
both.
PGA Tour. Yeah, for both, really. The top 5 in Live is a lock. I think there's a huge drop after, right? So,
well, I think it'd be cool to do like at the end of both seasons, because then you can kind of, if guys are playing really well that year, you can kind of slip them in there, or if vice versa.
Can you imagine? It's just like for the end of, we have a Ryder Cup style format. Like
at the end of every
year, PGA Tour versus Live, and the winners like get $20 billion or something like that. Just like an insane amount of money. But yeah, I think there I'd probably go Hovland over Wyndham Clark right now, and I think Morikawa or Cantlay are both great, right? So, I think playing those players against one another, so it would be Scotty Scheffler versus Bryson. It would be very close right now, like incredibly close right now. It's hard because obviously Scotty didn't have his stuff at the U.S. Open, but Scotty probably gets the edge. I think Rory versus Rahm right now would be a really good matchup, man. That would be...
I don't know. I think Rory would crush him. I don't think Rahm's been playing that well lately.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to see. Xander versus, you'd probably put Brooks in there. You'd probably give Brooks the edge, man, in that type of head-to-head matchup, right?
Yeah, Xander's been playing well. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it depends when it is, because guys peak and they get hot. You never know, right? Like,
I think, because also, too, if you did it in a format, you could kind of, like, move players around, right? You don't want to throw somebody away, but, like... Oberg's probably going to beat anybody right now. Like he's
good.
So good, man. Like it's hard to like anybody against him right now would be very, very difficult. And then obviously like if it were Clark or Hovland or Morikawa or Cantlay, there's like room there. Cantlay's hard to beat. Like he's very hard to beat, but I don't know.
I'm gonna throw out a quick PGA Tour wild card right now because he's been playing out of control, and I think he's starting to find his putter a little. Akshay Bhatia, he's leading. He's leading the Rocket Mortgage right now, and he has been playing really well lately. He's still super young, so this kid has a bright future. If he gets
remember
that putter,
I showed you that he was there at the Canadian Open working late on his putting, man.
Well, how about my buddy caddied and his uncle in the Rocket Mortgage Pro-Am, and he I didn't even tell him about that, and he texted me and was like, I was watching Akshay legit grind on the putting green. So he's working on it, and he's a ball striker, man. He could be scary if he can figure out that flat stick.
There's a good Canadian too. Ben Silverman's up at the top right now. He's T9 too. So hopefully, I don't know, man. It'd be cool to see. Akshay win again, man. Like he's kind of he's in the YouTube space and stuff like that. Super likable guy. Just like, and he's a lefty too. We always like that. So, but man, there's some players up there, man. It's it'd be a good event. Hopefully you can get out and check it out before the end. But we're going to be popping this one out like right away. This was just kind of a quick chat. If you're still with us, Bryce and I are both wearing full wedge, so you can use OTS, of course, and go over and check it out. We are looking at doing our 200th episode. It's coming up soon. So we've got a couple like special things coming. We dropped a couple teasers and stuff. We were trying to work out something. It did not work out, unfortunately. But hopefully again in the future. So we were really trying to circle in and get Mike Weir, but the time with the President's Cup right now is just a little bit too much. We don't have that kind of pull yet. So one day we will. But, you know, if you guys are still with us at this point, fullwedge.com, they got the new Luxie polo out. They just dropped 4 new polos this week, which is wild. So they've had, I think, 4 drops in the last, 2 months.
Like recently,
so, yeah, the Luxie, these are all for men and women as well. So the LaFleur, the Luxie's like a nice clean pattern. It's like a little flower on like a lavender kind of shirt. LaFleur is like on a navy. So nice. Really, really good looking piece. Both men and women's again. I like this one. The Ace is it's almost like a black camo. It looks like waves. So good. Black and gray camo.
Yeah,
and then the Daisy
tiger camo.
Yeah, the Daisy self-explanatory. So go over fullwedgegolf.com, check them out. Really, really cool stuff. Like their collection this season is just awesome. So Bryce and I are happy to have Full Wedge, kind of support the pod. It's been great. It's been a great partnership for us. We love wearing the stuff. So you can use OTS. You'll get 20% off. And if anybody's looking to get any summer gifts or something like that, or if you're in any scramble tournaments, I know the Full Wedge Classic is coming up in just a few weeks, which is awesome. So we got a team in there. We actually had a spot just to open up too. So, which is interesting because I know it's been sold out for a while. So maybe we got to do something with that or find somebody to come join us, Bryce. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe get Blaker out there, but we'll have to see. So if you're interested though, send us a DM. Maybe the spot will still be open. We'll get you in there. We'll play. But we just wanted to do kind of a quick one. There's been so much going on for Bryce and I. I'm still in the obviously my little satellite spot here. Haven't got up into the studio yet. It's almost ready. We're still, I don't know, man. It's taking so long, but we're getting there. And but yeah, we're in the middle of the season. It's kind of scramble season starting up soon too, which is kind of cool. So the PGA scramble is starting up, and we might be doing a little bit of stuff there too with the RBC. What do they call it? Wayne's such a good guy. We were kind of chatting with him. The PGA of Canada. RBC scramble, I believe is how they kind of call it. So we might get out there. Might get some players on and stuff like that at one of the events. We got a couple things going on with PGA Tour Americas coming up too, which is really cool. So we got to get if anybody is really good at drones, if anybody's really good at flying drones, reach out and tell me how, because they are so intricate and there is a lot to learn with them, man. They're not easy to learn. So I'm kind of in scramble mode to try and get good enough at it by the time we need to do a few of these things. Yeah. So got to I'm looking forward to it. I love the idea of being good at it, but it's they're not easy to learn. There's a lot that goes into them to be really good, so you're not seeing different glitches and movements and stuff like that. So if you're a drone pilot and you want to share some tips, maybe come on and chat with us one day, or just shoot me a DM and we'll chat a little bit. I know we've got a couple friends who are photographers and stuff like that, so I might have to reach out and get some help because we're getting down to crunch time. But a lot of cool stuff coming up in the next little while. So yeah, stay tuned. And we got some live ones coming up too with one of our favorite coaches, Andy Walker. So he's at EMU now, which is kind of a hot school for us. We've got 6 episodes deep with EMU guys, and we're gonna go see him in a little while. So he's the new head coach at EMU. So congrats to Andy Walker. That's pretty cool. And this one's episode 194. So we'll probably be doing that within the next 10 or so.
Yep. My wife's due in the next 2 to 4 weeks, so I could be disappearing for a little bit, but I'll be back. I'll be good.
You'll be back.
Where I am.
No traveling for Bryce right now at all. That's for sure. But maybe he'll be popping in for 5-6 minutes an episode or something like that here and there. So with the baby in the arms or something like that, that's okay. Just click on the phone and hop in the link.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah, we'll get a little something going. But quick one here. Thanks for kind of checking it out. And if you guys have any like opinions on the kind of like a live golf, kind of like Ryder Cup, I know it's a hot topic for a lot of people, and it's obviously hot right now because how well Bryson's playing. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear thoughts, or if we miss some of the players that we think that, you know, or a format type or something like that.
And if you guys want to DM in your opinions, like next episode we'll circle back to it if we get enough questions or opinions and kind of talk about them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Brycer, I'm gonna flip it quick at it because I got a couple things coming up. I don't want to say it because I haven't been playing much golf lately, but I got match play at the club starting up, so I hope I just don't get dusted in the first round or something like that.
Yeah, my game's not great right now. I haven't got out nearly enough because we're trying to save all the money and get the house ready for the baby and stuff, but that's all right.
I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous because I can't seem to get off the tee right now. So
yeah,
luckily at Port Hope, you know, like I hit the 2-iron. 2-iron's about a 230, 240 club for me off the tee. So that one kind of I can get away with it. I was kind of like mapping out I was going through it the other day. I feel like I haven't done that in a long time. Taking a page out of like Vim's book and kind of like looking at some of the looking at some of like the, I don't know, just like the tee locations and stuff like that. What tees I should play because it's all capped, and like thinking like maybe I only got to bring out driver twice the whole round on number 4. So the first par 5 and number 13, which is the long par 4 going up the back, right? So other than that, I think I might be 2-iron off the tee, man. Try and find a fairway and kind of go from there. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, so hopefully I'm not dusting the first round. That would be pretty bad, but
yeah, you'll be fine. You play off a handicap, I assume, yeah?
Yeah. We play the whole thing's capped. Like the whole group is capped. There's like I think 60-something players in it this year, which is pretty cool. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's hard too because when you get into like the really high caps, like how do you beat those guys when you're gonna?
I know they just have to have two good holes around, and they pretty much beat you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you're giving them a couple strokes, like on some holes and stuff. Like I was kind of thinking that like they don't cap it at all. There's no like 18 or anything like that. Like I noticed some of the guys were pretty high. So
yeah, I mean, imagine you're a scratch playing against an 18. You're battling every hole. You guys got to stroke in every hole.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea, right? That was sort of what I was thinking. But say you're even like a 6 and somebody's a 18, like you say, right? It's like most of the holes you're starting like thinking like I gotta try to make birdie or at very worst par.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, think about even worse. Think about like a scratch versus like a 6. Like imagine a 6 plays well, they're gonna play like a 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like you're screwed. But
yeah,
well, good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, we got one guy, Spencer Dobbs. He's a
is he?
He's a Kent guy. Yeah, he's out there.
Yeah, I work with him at Cherry for like 3 years. He's beauty. Yeah, loves that.
And he went to Kent, so maybe we'll get Spencer on the pod one day. But I think
we should. It'd be good.
I think he's our low guy at the club. He's like plus 2 or 3. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and
he's a stick.
You know, I think like there's a lot of really good golfers at our club, but I think like, you know, what if he plays a 10, like, or a 9 that's like good? Like, what if you have a 9 that's a decent golfer, right? So
that's the thing. Like, I mean, like I'm a 1, but I'm playing like a 10 right now. I get smashed by everyone.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Like, my last match was against my buddy. He's an 11. He only asked for 9. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll give you 9, whatever. Thinking it would be like a good match, but I still thought I was gonna win. And he beat me. He beat me on the front, beat me on the back, and beat me total. Crushed me.
In stroke play?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I mean, I shot 81. Like I just didn't have my stuff.
Yeah.
But still,
so he beat you capped though.
Yeah, with his handicap, with his 9.
Okay. Yeah.
But we were playing front, back, total, like separate. Like money games, like money game on the front.
Yeah.
Like straight up stroke play with his strokes.
Yeah. Well, it's like my buddy Sean right now. Him and I are like similar. Like we're both within a stroke or so of each other. So he shot 71 at Port Hope the other day. It's like,
nice.
You know?
Yeah, you can't with cap, like
no,
I don't know.
I would get absolutely worked by him right now. So, but and anybody would, because then how do you like compete with that, right? How do you have a mid single digit handicapper, mid to high single digit handicapper, and shoots 1 over? Like that's so good, man.
I know.
That's
what I mean.
He's been playing like really solid golf lately.
I mean, it's a 65 net.
Yeah, and he just finds like the fairway, finds middle of the green, 2 putts, and goes from there, man. Maybe drains like one birdie around, a couple bogeys, and that's it, right? So good golf, man. He's a good golfer. It's like, it was fun to like kind of watch him too, man, because we get down to the end and I'm just like kind of trying to stay out of his way a little bit because he's playing so well. And you want to play decent too, because you don't want to be like hacking it around when they're like, you know, when they're kind of going low, right? Too. So, but anyway, yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on live golf and stuff like that, let us know. It's always kind of nice to like debate them, and even your thoughts on Bryson too would be interesting, because I would like to know, like, have a lot of people like myself and like you, Bryce, have you like changed your opinion on Bryson like over the last few years? Because I think like I remember like Augusta's a 68 or Augusta's a 67, and like now he's like, you know, signing an autograph for 3 hours after like a round to like
carrying the big sign around.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was just kind of a funny moment, I think. But yeah, if you have any thoughts even on Bryson and stuff like that, or any thoughts for episode 200, anything that you'd like to like kind of hear us do in the next little while, or if you have an event or anything going on that you'd like us to like feature, let us know. We're always looking to connect. All right, Bryce, let's do it again soon, buddy.
Yep.
He's out in my ball in the course where I tee up. I lose the ball and I re-up. I miss a fairway, I probably end up in the ocean or maybe the beach. And I'm on a par 5 and I'm finna go reach it. Second was blind, I ain't see it. Feel like it might be an albatross, worst case scenario.